Okay, so I only have 27 minutes of recording time on my phone. I will be using 26 minutes of that to be able to just kind of like give you a vibe of what it's like to be a West Valley student. So right now, I'm currently outside. So social anxiety fears me because I know for a fact that today is a Wednesday. I am doxing myself. It is a Wednesday, and I know that students are going to get out of classes pretty soon if they have a morning class to go across campus. So right now, I am at Fletcher Lawn. This is Fletcher Lawn. Look at that. This is very much a visual podcast episode. However, I will appeal to audio people. Um, hey, hi. Oh wait, let me turn around so you don't see me. Hey, hi. There you go. So now the audio listeners have something else that is different, you know? So being an ASU student at West Valley is, I would say, very calm, very chill. I feel like there isn't that much like going on campus as there is always on like Tempe or downtown because we're just chill like that. So you basically come here to just take your classes, come to a few chill events, and then go back to wherever you're like living at or whatever. Like if you commute. But I as a student who lives on campus, I really enjoy West Valley campus. Number one, obviously, because the dorms are cheaper. So if you want like cheaper dorms, then West Valley is the place to go if you want to go to ASU. But also because you kind of like get to like go like if you really want the party and the scene of whatever the heck you want, um, you can go commute all the way to Tempe via shuttle, which is free for ASU students, and you guys can go and then do whatever you want and then come back. Shuttles end at like 11, I think. On weekdays, weekends, I don't know, look that up. But weekdays, I know that it's like a long time, like from 6:30 in the morning to 11. So that's very nice for people who have to travel between schools, to be able to get work done. And that also like applies to like people who want to like bring their car to go between schools. And like I don't have a car. My car is not in here currently in the ASU space, because number one, I don't want to pay 400 or however much it is for parking because that's not something that I enjoy. So I chose not to bring my car and just kind of raw dog, just living on campus. So I do always end up catching a ride from someone else. So if you like that, then you would have to find friends that are willing to do that for you as well. And that goes back to like going into a club. Because I find it really hard to make friends like in class because that's my class time. And I'm very much the type of person that's like, if I'm in class, I'm in class. And if I get distracted, I'm going to be really upset about that. But also, I have online classes, so that doesn't really apply to me. I just kind of make up my classroom. So if I choose to like be in a crowded area, then it makes sense that I would be really upset because I'm in a crowded area trying to do my homework. But nonetheless, West Valley campus is, I would say, the best campus. Okay, and maybe because I am a little biased about the fact that I am on the West Valley campus, but it's like so chill. There's like not much going on. I would say it's pretty safe compared to the other campuses. Um, Wouldn't say about crossing the street. Crossing the street, that's a different story, a little scarier. But I would say that if you really want to like have a fun little like small community of people to like be a part of, then I would say West is kind of the perfect place for you. Um, so yeah, I don't know. I'm trying to think of like different things that I find important to be able to share for people that I don't know about ASU West, because everyone talks about Tempe, 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 or sometimes downtown, and then there's West and Poly being like, "Hey guys, we're over here too. Like this, like look at us." But it's because we're so far away. Like ASU West is in Glendale, and then Poly is like in Mesa area. So like we're really far away compared to Tempe downtown. So I understand that people don't really care for West, but it is a nice place to be. I don't know if I've mentioned this before, but it's very much like community college vibes, but at the university scale. So if you want to just go, if you're a transfer student and you're used to this community college, like very close place that all your classes are next to each other, then that's us. That's West. Like you can walk, I would say maybe 10 minutes from your dorm, and you would probably get like if you were at like a moderate pace, like you weren't sprinting or anything, you weren't late to your class, I would say you would get to like around where I'm at. Um Maybe a little farther, if I'm not gonna lie. I walk kind of slow, so I would get here, but I feel like normal people would be able to get to like the other area where the other classes are. And like right now I'm seeing a lot of people coming out of their classes and just walking around, so I'm assuming classes are done and or opening the library. So um we might go in there in a couple minutes, but I want to talk to you about all these events that West has. Um, and look, I'm not trying to convert you. I'm just saying that West is might be the best, and I would say that there's a lot of great opportunities if your degree is in West Valley campus. I would say take it, go for it. Obviously, if you don't want to drive the hour drive from Tempe, if you do live on Tempe, then I get that. But if you haven't gotten here yet and you're like, I don't know where to choose to take my classes, then I would say you should take them on West. If your degree is here, or I don't know, you want a break from whatever goes on Tempe, because I don't know, guys. Okay, there's this stereotype that like, and I talked about it this like with Danny. So go watch that episode if you want to kind of get the deeper details of this, but which are very surface level. But I don't believe that like the overall encompassing motto or belief that ASU is a party school. I would agree. Okay, I'm not gonna deny you there. Okay, we're just. Well, I wouldn't even say we're classy about it, but I would say it varies. Okay, of severity. I feel like it's a like yes, it's a party school, but in severity, like there's Tempe, which is really really loud. I would say Tempe's like the loud cousin at the Thanksgiving dinner that you're like, okay, like you're having fun, you're making the jokes, but at some point you get a little bit tired of them and you just want to go into the bathroom and like just take a break from this loud cousin. You love them. Now, don't get me wrong, you love this cousin, but you also need a break from their energy. And so I would say a West is more like the other cousin, very sibling esque, but West is like the other cousin that is like hey, like we're right here, and like they're very nonchalant, very quiet, very like chill. But you're very like curious about like how they are. Um, and their vibes and like, oh, they're kind of funny and oh, they're kind of like chill, like you wouldn't have thought that they would be chill until you talk to them a little bit more, um because you haven't seen them in a while. I think that's the type of cousin that West is. I thought I turned off the mic. I would say, if also West offers, I feel like, more quote unquote free stuff. And by that, I mean, I feel like everything's more accessible. Like I know there's the undergraduate student government that gets free printing. So if you need free printing, now I'm just gonna plug all the free resources that we have. So the undergraduate student government offers free printing. Um, if you're on the West Valley campus, if you go to like, if you were gonna go to Chick-fil-A, um, there's this fountain, and there's this big giant staircase right in the center that goes up into a second floor. And then if you go up those steps, on the right it says undergraduate student government lounge. And then you open those doors, and then you're in the lounge. And then you enter those doors, like you walk straight, and then there's another set of doors when you go straight into it. And then you open that door, and then you ask, hey, can I print something here? And then they'll probably tell you yes. And then you can print something there for free. So, if you're a student that wants free printing, that is also a thing. Um, I'm pretty sure there's also, there's a lending library, which offers like library books, if maybe textbooks, I'm not sure. You could look it up. Also inside the USG lounge. However, you do not go into those doors. I like go left. I'm really bad at directions, but you go left, and then there's a bunch of books there. And then there's also the health cart, which is also there right next to the lending library. Go into the USG lounge, go left, go left, and then go into the corner, and then look to the right. I'm hoping that there's someone who's like actively doing this and is like listening to my directions, and it feels like you're playing GTA where you're just following via noise directions. Um, so you go into the corner, and then you go a little to the right, you look right, and then right there's going to be a set of cabinets. And then those cabinets, you're able to get your health needs. So I can't name all the selections, but you can just look them up and then see what you need. And then you also then go into the second set of doors, and you're like, hey, I would like to use the health cart. And then they'll probably tell you yes. And then they'll probably tell you to scan a QR code that's outside. And then you scan that QR code and then fill it out, the form. And then you're able to get the things that you need from the health cart, which is very accessible. And there's a lot of stuff. There's a lot of stuff in there. So if you need anything, you could just look in that and then help find something. Um, I know this is offered at every campus, but there's the gym, which is free, and free is a very lenient word. You're basically paying for it with your fees that you paid at the beginning of the year, but it's free if you think about it. You're not paying a monthly membership of $30 at Planet Fitness or whatever other fitness gym membership things are in Phoenix. I don't know, but you're not paying for that. And I don't know the quality of the equipment. I don't know if it's the top notch, like, oh, it's worth it. It's worth, I don't know. I barely go to the gym, so um it looks nice. It's 3 floors, and it overlooks the West Valley campus, which is really nice. So if you go early in the morning, then you'll get a beautiful view. And if you go late at night, you'll also get a beautiful view. Lucky for you, you live in Arizona, so it's hot, but there are beautiful sunrises and sunsets. So I can't complain there. And if you haven't seen my other video, um, guys, if you go to events on campus, you might get free food and free merchandise. I don't know if I mentioned the merchandise part, but the merchandise is pretty nice. Sometimes like merch gets to me. So if there's a free shirt, you bet your ass I'm getting that shirt. If there's a free lanyard, I'm also getting that free lanyard. If there's anything free, I'm gonna go get it. Which also applies to food. Sometimes there's free food. I'm not saying all the time. So if there is not any free food, then I'm sorry. I'm not spreading misinformation. I just said I wasn't sure. But most of the time, there is food at events. And there you go. You don't have to spend money. You just go to the event, maybe talk for a little bit, get some free food, and then have fun. It's so easy. And I feel like a lot of different campuses don't have that, where you get to like talk to people and like not feel, I don't know. I think it's the introvert in me, because also like I'm not the type of person to like go up to someone randomly and start a conversation. But also, being here, I feel like I can go, not literally go up to someone and be like, "Hey, how you doing? Let me tell me about your day. I want to listen." I'm not that type of person, but I feel like if the environment and like suddenly like I'm in this group of people talking, and then suddenly like I'm like, oh, I want to talk, so I'm gonna go talk. I'm able to do that. And I feel like in Tempe you're not able to do that, because there's not that many things that like make you go into a space where there's a lot of people at the same time, where you're able to talk to them that they're not already in like their friend group. Like I feel like West, there's a lot of people that are a little like very willing to like be open and talk about anything. And by anything I mean like, oh, like how's like living on campus, or how's your degree, or how's your classes so far, or how are you feeling about West Valley, or how are you feeling about ASU. I feel like those types of questions are easy, like people are able to answer those without feeling a little weird about it here rather than in Tempe. But also like in Tempe, I get it, like there's people with these little mics that are always like around and just trying to get TikTok famous, which I'm not saying I'm not doing that, but look at this. It's currently 7 something in the morning and there's no one around me. And you don't really get that in other campuses. And I'm pretty sure it's going to get busier later today, because a lot of people choose to take their classes later. But right now, I get to be outside and not feel judged by other people. I get to just chill. And I don't think you can get that at many other places. So if you like doing homework outside, or if you like walking outside, it is really nice outside right now. I'm very happy about that, because we just got rain. So that was very nice. But, yeah. Oh, the chair just moved, and I hope the mic didn't catch that, but if it did, that's okay too. So I'm at 20 minutes. I have no more to say. So I bid thee goodbye. I hope you guys liked this video and audio podcast. I don't feel like this is a podcast. I feel like this was me yapping for like 20 minutes. I don't know how much of this footage I'm going to use, because it was mostly me pondering and thinking. But I hope you guys like this episode. I couldn't think of anything else to add. So that's it. If you're thinking about maybe taking classes on West Valley campus, I will assure you it'll be a great time. Almost nothing happens on West Valley. I'm knocking on wood that nothing happens again. But I would say it's a great time to be here, and we would love to have you. Wow, I'm such a spokesperson. And look at these views. Wow. You listeners, there's a tree behind me. There's a little water source behind me. There's a whole ass lawn, and then more trees, and then a big building in the back. Also, I'm not in the center of the frame. I think I'm gonna keep it that way, like kind of like edgy like that. But I hope you guys like this podcast episode. You will get your regularly scheduled podcast again. However, I couldn't think of anything, and also I feel like I would love to do this more often. So I'll think more deeply into that. Also, I'm a college student now, so I have homework. So guys, I'm saying this now at the end of the episode, which I could have said at the beginning so I don't lose viewers. But basically, I might not keep up the consistent schedule of every Wednesday having a podcast episode. I'm going to give myself that little net to catch myself on, because I feel like it's a little hard to be able to balance everything that I have going on, because I'm choose to be very adventurous with my tasks and the things I want to do, because I rather do them than ponder the thought of what if I did it. So that's why I choose to do everything that I do, and then I things like this happen. So I promise you, you will get an episode on a Wednesday. I'm not saying every Wednesday. I'm not saying every other Wednesday. I'm just saying I'm going to try to post every Wednesday. However, if that doesn't happen, then at least some Wednesdays. Um, which it's okay. It'll be a sweet little treat for you when you open your inbox and you're like, "Oh my god, she posted. I'm surprised." Um, so yeah, keep your eyes on that. I'm sorry to those um, loyal followers who enjoy these podcasts. I'm a student. We're students now. If you're currently in college, good luck to you. Focus on your tasks. Plan out your homework. Plan out your homework. Don't trust Canvas calendar to remind you of when your homework's due, because sometimes that doesn't happen, and then you end up with a late assignment because Canvas was like, you know what, I'm not going to tell you. So always make sure you're keeping track of your homework, being a little bit ahead, so you give yourself a little bit of leeway in case something happens and you choose not to do your homework the night of, and you're able to actually breathe. So please subscribe or please follow whatever you do on Spotify. Still don't know. I think it's follow. I've done this every single episode, and it's not a bit. I genuinely don't know, and I keep on forgetting because I think it's follow. I'm 80% sure it's follow. But nonetheless, I will see you guys in the next episode. Bye.